News Live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TV5 News Live for Thursday, October 18th. I'm Pat Grace.
And I'm Susan Onrad. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be bringing you this evening.
In spite of anthrax scares on Capitol Hill, the air campaign continues against Afghanistan.
Also, we'll have some tips for handling suspicious packages to help minimize the risk of contracting anthrax.
And students gathered on the university campus to support victims of violence. We'll have those stories plus more coming up in the next half hour. But first, our top story this evening. A local building was the target of possible hostile action today. At 10:50 this morning, a bomb threat was made against Davis Hall, a building in the Clarion University campus. The general threat was found on a bathroom stall. TV5's own Mark Despotakis joins us live outside Davis with the details. Mark?
Well, thanks, Pat. Earlier today, a bomb threat was found in a bathroom stall, actually right inside here in Clarion University's Davis Hall. Now, Davis Hall never actually closed at any point today, and it still remains open tonight. In fact, as we've been standing here, some people have been going in and out of the building. Earlier today, I spoke with Clarion University's Director of Public Safety, Dave Chudesky. Here is his explanation of what happened today.
Well, we received a report that there was a general bomb threat that was written on the bathroom stall wall in one of the restrooms at Davis Hall.
Okay. And what are you guys still investigating? Is University Public Safety still investigating?
Yes, the university's public safety department, with the help of some outside agencies, is continuing to investigate this. At this point, we're treating it as a terroristic threats offense. If the person's identified, they'll be criminally prosecuted.
Now, Chudesky would not comment on any suspects in the situation. The investigation does continue. It is being conducted by Clarion University Public Safety as well as state and federal agencies, that according to Dave Chudesky. Reporting live from Davis Hall on the Clarion University campus, Mark Despotakis, TV5 News.
Thanks, Mark. According to senior law enforcement officials, scientists believe the anthrax found in Florida, New York, and Washington, D.C. all came from the same source. Meanwhile, there are more cases of anthrax exposure being reported. Eric Phillips has the latest.
Well, good evening. The U.S. government is offering up to $1 million for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those behind the anthrax-laced letters. Investigators now believe that anthrax and letters sent to Florida, New York, and Washington came from the same source.
A worker at a New Jersey postal facility has tested positive anthrax and bound concerning the safe mail in light of anthrax-tainted letters, like the ones sent to Tom Brokaw and Senator Tom Daschle.
Until these crimes are solved, people should remain calm. They be vigilant. They should be aware of what they're receiving in the mail.
An assistant at CBS News in New York has tested positive for cutaneous or the skin form of anthrax. Though part of her job entails opening mail for anchorman Dan Rather.
We have no knowledge of any letter or any other suspicious material coming in.
The ABC News also contracted cutaneous anthrax. On Capitol Hill, both House and Senate office buildings are closed for an to say the House decided not to meet again until next week. Experts say, however, the chances of contracting anthrax are slim.
The risk of any individual in this country contracting anthrax is small.
The anthrax scare has found its way outside of U.S. borders. In Nairobi, Kenya, a package mailed from Atlanta on September 8th has tested positive for exports to draw public away from the war in Afghanistan, where bombs rained down for a 12th day.
We've made progress in destroying or degrading the Taliban infrastructure and setting the conditions for future operations.
Vice President Dick Cheney visited Ground Zero in New York for the first time today. Meanwhile, President Bush is in China at an economic summit. In Washington, Eric Phillips, back to you.
The Director of Homeland Security, former Pennsylvania Governor Tom Ridge, is urging the public not to allow hysteria to compound the anthrax scare. He says of thousands of people who've tested for anthrax exposure, only a few cases have warranted further concern.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of people have been tested for anthrax exposure, and thousands of environmental samples have been taken as well. Yet only 5 people have tested positive at this time for anthrax. We're in the process of confirming a 6th. We'll get back to you with details on that later. But today, as of now, we have only 5 out of those thousands that have been tested.
Meanwhile, FBI Director Robert Mueller announced a reward for the arrest of those responsible for the attacks. Postmaster General John Potter announced the U.S. Postal Service will put out a card to quote everyone in America and what to look out for in mail.
So how can you protect yourself from extracting letter packages with the following characteristics should be treated as suspect? If it has excessive postage, if there are misspellings of common words, if there are restricted markings such as confidential or personal, if there is excessive tape or string, if there are oily stains, discolorations, or crystallization on the wrapper, and if the letter is rigid or bulky. If you now and are concerned it contains biohazardous material, call emergency officials immediately. A community is full of the Department of Environmental Protection, the local fire board plant, identifiable pollutants contaminated or dominated the agenda. Voiced concerns about the safety of the public as well as that of Temple Inland of emission levels. In contrast to last June's public hearing, neither Temple Inland nor the Department of Environmental Protection responded to the citizens' concerns.
In Shanghai, China, Thursday for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperative Summit. The president will be looking for support from the other nations at a conference for the World Summit.
President Bush arrived in his first overseas trip to attacks, ready to forge a new front in the U.S.-led war against terrorism. Already leading the charge here at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum, who called himself the President's advance guard.
We have a new threat against our economies, against the civilized world, and we have to respond.
And other foreign ministers laid the groundwork Thursday for what's expected to be a strong statement condemning terror. Be issued later with among them, Indonesia and Malaysia, 2 large Muslim countries, support the statement but have U.S. layers.
I'm quite concerned that in those retaliatory attacks there has been loss of civilian lives. We are just what happened.
The 11th attacks have not only shifted the focus of this year's meeting of APEC, a group dedicated to promoting free and open trade, with countries like Russia and China.
Nobody's calling us unilateral anymore. That's kind of late for the time being. We're so unilateral.
As the host of the 21st century's first gathering of the APEC leaders, China and the APEC are top priority here at APEC. From course of 16 million this week due to a 5-day government holiday. Many streets are almost instead 10,000 a not-so-subtle reminder of a new awareness of terrorism. Andrea Koppel, CNN, Shanghai.
Local students had a vigil tonight to support violence.
And a high school was the recipient of a large grant, budgetary grant. We'll tell you.
I will continue in just a moment.
Possible through a grant by Fox's Pizza Den. Fox's Pizza Den is located on Old Route 66 in Clarion and offers all 5555. That's 226-5555. Fox's Pizza Den is open 7 days a week. It's 555.
Wardrobe for some B5 and if you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all, with many different styles. Fashion also offers wide selection of accessories and catering just off of Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Sunday from noon till 5.
This portion of the program was made possible through a grant from Clarion Hospital. Clarion Hospital is off Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Clarion Hospital treatment care, as well as an emergency room open around the clock every day of the year. More than 400 employees in 84 community. Call the Clarion Hospital 227. Clarion Hospital, providing healthcare to Clarion County and surrounding communities since 1954. Do you want free coverage of local news as it happens? then tune into Clarion's very own TV5 News Live for complete coverage of the Clarion area and our world. TV5 News crews join with crews from the week with the coverage of the day's events. With advanced satellite capabilities, TV5 News can bring you the latest news as it happens. So tune every Tuesday and Wednesday night for Clarion's own TV5 News Live.
This is TV5 News Live.
Welcome back. Held near Harvey Hall this evening, the rolling nationwide candlelight vigil honored those who have endured domestic violence, assault, rape, street racial bigotry, and a lack of access for people with disabilities. The vigil was held in conjunction with the National Young Women's Day. It was sponsored locally by IOTA. A networking reception followed the vigil for those participants that were interested in activism toward a unified campus, community, and world.
Today, Union Senior High School was awarded a $30,000 classroom technology grant by Allegheny Energy. As a participant in the Allegheny Energy has gained the necessary funding to purchase much-needed computer hardware. According to Allegheny Energy, Jay Mason, the award ceremony was held at 2 p.m. this afternoon.
Taliban Northern Alliance in Afghanistan say they're preparing to capitalize on airstrikes near Taliban front lines in advance on Kabul. The alliance also says it's added a strategic northern town. Matthew Chance has more.
Well, fighting continuing across much of the north of Afghanistan, a strategically important city of Mazar-al-Sharif. Northern Alliance commanders say their forces are now within just kilometers of the outskirts of the city. We're in that position. Northern Alliance commanders conceding, though.
Stay with us. TV5 News Live has more to come.
Vice President Dick Cheney visited Ground Zero in New York today.
And later, Chris Portman will join us with the TV5 weather.
Here's a look at tonight's lottery numbers.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American. I'm American.
I am
an American. An American.
I'm an American.
Never know it on the battlefield. But nearly half of today's military are National Guard and reservists. Or employers support. If you're an employer, visit esgr.org and their response depends on yours.
Disaster aren't always hammers and nails. The tools needed give warmth to the power. When I am building, the Salvation Army knows it takes tools that come up. Online or call 1-800-SAR.
Before the break, we now have Matthew Chance with more on the attacks in Afghanistan.
Pakistan, particularly centered around the strategically important city of Mazar. Commanders say forces within the outskirts of the city. We've got no way of independently verifying that position. Northern Alliance commanders conceding the counter-offensive. They have lost ground to the Taliban in that counter-offensive. Now, I'll bring you more details on that from the far north of the country. In the case, there have been renewed reports of mass defections from the ranks of the Taliban to those of the opposition. We were able to interview one sometime last week from the front lines north of Kabul. They spoke of how demoralized and the forces of the Taliban were, but also also confirming that the US strikes haven't really focused on Taliban frontline positions. Matthew Chance, CNN, Northern Afghanistan.
Many world dignitaries have had the opportunity to visit the site of the World Trade Center disaster in New York City. The Vice President had his turn to walk through the and New York State Governor George Pataki. Cheney spent about an hour touring the rescue workers. The Vice President has been closely guarding the attack, immediately following the terrorist strikes.
On Capitol Hill, the Senate held just a short session today, and Friday it will be a recess that was scheduled before the anti spending bill and conducted some other routine business. While their offices were studied for biocontaminants, many senators conducted business out of their homes or in small meeting rooms. Democratic Senator Tom and Representative Dick Gephardt met on the Hill today. Dassel spoke about the importance of carrying the business of the Senate.
That by being here we can improve the lives of Americans and in the process make America stronger. That letter may have been addressed to me, but these attacks didn't strike just my office. They struck at the heart of that belief.
Health officials say there are no new anthrax exposures on Capitol Hill, and the number of people who tested positive remains at 31.
A 17-year-old Detroit law enforcement intern helped crack a porn case. The intern working for Wayne County Sheriff's Department broke a chat room code which provided more than 40,000 child porn pictures to the public. Authorities have arrested a 16-year-old boy who set up the internet chat room.
The sun and blue skies were a welcome sight for the local residents today.
Chris Portman now joins us with a look at the TV5 Weather Center forecast. Chris?
It's a beautiful day throughout most of the day. Early this morning, you probably had to scrape some frost off of your windshields, but by mid-afternoon, highs got up into the upper 50s. What does the rest of the weekend have in store? Well, let's first take a look at our satellite image from the day. As you can see, there is a band of clouds that's moving through the Great Lakes region. What's going to happen is that low pressure system is going to move into our area early Saturday, and it's going to decrease the temperatures. Temperatures will only be in the mid-50s, similar to today with a cool wind chill for Saturday. But once it moves through our area, we'll see increasing temperatures by Sunday and even into Monday. Again, you can see a high pressure system in mainly West Virginia area. That high pressure system is why we saw the sunny skies today. What a high pressure system normally does is that when it moves through an area, it will actually pull the air down, and as the air is pushed down and it sinks, it also creates the opportunity for clouds to disperse. That's why we saw the sunny skies today and the sunny skies that we'll see tomorrow. If you take a look at our national map, you can see that throughout most of the nation, it'll be great. The week will be absolutely fantastic. In New York, you can see highs of 61 sunny skies. Washington, D.C., sunny skies. In the middle of the United States, Topeka, Kansas, 67 degrees with some clouds. And on the West Coast, 72 degrees with sun. It's going to be a great day tomorrow, and it'll be a great day on Friday. This map is particularly important for those of you who like to watch the leaves change. As you can see in our area here in western Pennsylvania, this is the prime time to come in and to look at the leaves. Take a walk through Cook's Forest this weekend. It'll be a great weekend to do some nature walking. If you look at our 5-day planner, Friday you can see highs in the 50s, upper 50s, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, as that low pressure system moves through, highs in the mid 50s with a cool wind chill, so it'll actually probably feel like it's about 45 degrees rather than 55. Then on Sunday, that high pressure system that's in the middle of the United States will move in, and we'll see an increase in temperatures. 60 degrees on Sunday. Monday, it will increase to 61, and by Tuesday, you could see highs in the mid 60s. It actually could get up to 65 for Tuesday, so it's going to be a great weekend. That's your weather for TV5. Back to you.
Well, stay with us. TV5 News Live has more to come.
When we return, Bill Reinhart will join us with the TV5 Sports Report.
But first, here's a look at how local stocks fared on Wall Street today.
Hold us back. Violence. We know what it takes to blow past you.
And violence, we're just getting going.
On September 11th, America faced terrorist attacks of the worst kind. Innocent lives were lost, and a sad cloud was cast over this great nation. These acts were intended to cause fear among all Americans, including our children. But we cannot let that happen. There are things we can do to help our kids. Talk with them, listen to them, tell them they're safe and that they're loved. God bless you, and God bless America.
It may not look like it, but you're watching the future of the Earth pass by. Because many of these products are made from materials you've been recycling. But to keep recycling working, you need to buy products that say, made from recycled materials. For all those next in line, it would mean the world to them.
Simmons.
Yeah. Jimmy Jones.
Anderson.
Smith.
Lightfoot.
Bishop.
Hernandez.
Swifka.
Harris.
Lavender.
Peavy.
Yes.
In the game of life, you've got a much better chance at getting picked for a cool job with great pay if you take algebra, geometry, and calculus. You need to know how math can improve your future. Demand it. Call Anatomy. We'll tell you.
Welcome back. This Saturday, the Clarion Golden Eagles host PSAC rival, the 3-3 Slippery Rock Rockets. The Clarion goes into the game with a 3-4 record, and all three wins have come with a home field advantage. You can check out the game on the radio at WCCR-FM 92.7 or on the internet at www.redzonemedia.com. The kickoff time is scheduled for 1 o'clock p.m. And many NASCAR fans are looking forward to this weekend's race. Here's Jeff Fischel with a NASCAR Minute.
A trip to Talladega means 43 cars doing close to 190 miles per hour, inches from each other for over 3 hours. To the drivers, it's not always fun, but it is something that they have learned to live with.
You know, it's a little tense driving with the rules are, but we went down there, we were one of the cars involved in the test, and any of the rules you do to slow those cars down, they're all going to be in a pile. I like the rules we got now. They sure haven't caused any of the big wrecks. Every time one of those big wrecks happened, it's still because one person ran into another person.
To me, the fans love it, the drivers don't like it, and there ought to be a little bit of a balance there where it's a little bit easier for us, and it still puts on a good show for the fans.
In all honesty, the rules at Talladega don't have near the impact, in my opinion, that they do at Daytona. Talladega is a mess anyway because the racetrack is such that you're going to run in a big glob, and the glob got a little bigger with the new rules that we've run the last few races there. But at Daytona, the glob got a lot bigger, and whatever we do at Talladega, it just makes it worse at Daytona, in my opinion.
In April, Bobby Hamilton came home the winner at the Talladega 500 in a caution-free event. With a NASCAR Minute, I'm Jeff Fischel.
Tonight, the Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Buffalo Bills in a special broadcast of Thursday Night Football. Buffalo is looking for its first win of the season with an 0-4 record. It's worst since 1985.
And Jacksonville is looking to break out of a 500 start with a 2-2 record. Buffalo has been swarmed with injuries since the start of the season. 11 of the Bills' 22 starters combined for a total of 34 NFL starts. The game will be broadcast at 8:30 tonight on ABC. I'm Bill Reinhart. That's Sports for Thursday. Now back over to you.
That's all for this edition of TV5 News Live.
Courtney Maines and Kelly Esno will join you again next Tuesday with Clarion's very own TV5 News live at 8 o'clock.
Until then, I'm Susan Honorad.
And I'm Pat Grace. For everyone here at TV5, have a good night and enjoy the weekend.